All right, in this next section, we're expressing a quantity as a percentage. So if we wanted to express 9 out of 60 as a percentage, we just go 9 divided by 60 and multiply by 100. So let's see how that plays out. So, by the way, I don't like putting 100% over 1. That's not actually correct. 9 over 60 times 100 would be correct, and that would give the answer as a percentage. So let's have a look at how that plays out. So I would have written that 9 out of 60. I would have multiplied it by 100, and that would have given me, that would be equal to 15. And then the answer is a percentage. You wouldn't write that as a percentage. So this is actually, I would actually say that that is not a particularly good way of expressing that. So if you want to find 9 out of 60 as a percentage, divide 9 by 60, multiply by 100, and then the answer is a percent. So let's take a look at some of these. So here's one, 5 out of 20. So I'll write them actually not on the sheet there. I'll write them on a separate sheet. So let's do this one. So 5 out of 20, I write 5 out of 20. I multiply by 100. And then my answer, I'll do it on the calculator so you can see it going through, because chances are you're going to be using a calculator in an exam. So it's going to be 5 out of 20. I can go 5 divided by 20 equals, and then multiply that by 100. There it is. And the answer is 25. Now, 25 what? 25%. And the percent symbol goes right up against the number there. All right, so there's no space, because normally we have, if there's 25 meters, you'd go 25, and then you'd have space, and you'd put meters. But here with a percent, just as we do if we've got, for example, an angle like degrees, then you would put that the symbol right up against the number. So if it was 25 degrees, it would be like that. But if it's 25 degrees Celsius, by the way, just so you know, it'd be degrees Celsius, and you have a space there. All right, so that's, anyway, the symbol percent goes right up against the number. Okay, let's have a look at another one. 18 out of 40, number 2. So I'm going to write that 18 out of 40. Here we go. So 18 out of 40. I'm going to multiply it by 100, and that's going to give me the answer as a percentage. Let's have a look. 18. And this time I'm going to use the fraction key. 18 out of 40. Then I'm going to multiply that by 100. And I get 45. So that is now 45. 45 what? It's 45%. So you can use either the fraction key, or you can go ahead and just divide 20 into 5, or 5 by 20, however which way you want to say it, multiply by 100, and then you get the answer as a percentage. All right, let's take a look at some other ones here. Now, this time you've actually got some which are actually fractions already. So that means 8 out of 25. Well, let's have a look at that one. 8 out of 25. And again, two ways of doing it. You could either go 8 out of 25 and you multiply that by 100. You could either use a fraction key. I'll use a fraction key on this one. Here we go. So 8 out of 25. In fact, I'll do it over here. I'm trying to get a good place for the calculator. The calculator doesn't sit well here. Focus. There we go, you see. 8 out of 25. So 8 out of 25 times 100. There it is. And I get 32. Or I could have gone 8 divided by 25, and I multiply that by 100, and I get 32. And you can already see 8 divided by 25 is the decimal of that percentage value. It's 0.32, which is the decimal of 32%. So the answer in there, again, is going to be 32%. If you don't multiply that by 100, if I get rid of that, if I just go 8 out of 25, I just get 0.32. But that's pretty much good enough, because that's the decimal of 100. As long as you say, then multiply that by 100, so the decimal place moves 2 spaces to the right, and then you end up with 32%. All right, that looks good. Now the final bit, and I'll just do a couple more here just so we've covered a few bases here. Now sometimes these are placed as word questions, expressed as word questions. And word questions tend to mess with people a little bit. For example, this one says, at cricket practice, David faced 30 balls. So that was the total number of balls that were bowled at him. He hit 6 fours. What percentage of the balls faced were hit for 4? So 6 out of 30 were hit for 4. So I could rewrite that as, here we go, I'll do them like this. So we got so we got 6 out of 30 were hit for 4. 6 out of 30, we're going to multiply it by 100. And again, we're going to get our answer. Let's do it on the calculator. 6 out of 30, here it is. So, can't do it now. Can't balance it in the right place here. 6 out of 30. I'll use division. 6 out of 30, and I'm going to multiply by 100, and I get 20%. So the answer is going to be 20%. All right, let's go down a bit further. 3/8 of Lara's friends have a television in their bedroom. What percentage is this? Television? Who has a television anymore? All right, 3/8 of Lara's friends. 3/8 of her friends. So what does that mean? Well, that means 3/8 times 100. And again, we can multiply that out. 3/8, here we are. 3 divided by 8 is times 100. And we get, let's get in focus. Thank you. It's 37.5. So the answer is 37.5%. Okay, let's go down the bottom here. In a round of golf, 27 out of Teresa's total round of 90 were putts. 27 out of 90. What percentage of her round comprised putts? So again, it's just stripping away the language here and going straight to the numbers. 27 out of 90. Here it is. Let's have a look. So we've got 27 out of 90. We're multiplying by 100, and that gives us our total. Let's have a look what it is. We've got 27 out of 90, and I'm going to go straight to multiplying by 100, and we get 30. So the answer is 30%. Hope that makes sense, folks.